So I'm not really into vlogging, I'm not really big into watching any kind of YouTubers where it's just them following their lives and whatever they fancy talking about, because usually that just evolves into doing silly challenges, or, to be brutally honest, they're not really that interesting. Now, if you like vlogging, or if you are a vlogger, that's totally fine, and I'm not saying you inherently suck at what you do. I'm just saying that, as is the case with any oversaturated market, there's a lot of trash out there, and there's a few key figures in that area of YouTube that are really flying the flag for vlogging as a genre, particularly in the British market, who are kind of awful, awful people. But one vlogger I do follow is JackMaate, or Jack Dean, and not to be confused with Jack and Dean. In fact, I've been watching his videos on and off since around 2011 and 2012, when he was much younger and he said stuff like this.
I'll spit, and then I'll be like, oh, just spat on you there. Sorry about that. Oh, not the coolest thing I could have done. Sorry about that, Nan.
I'd mainly stuck around in the last few years out of loyalty, and having watched him more regularly in the past, it dictated that I would check in now and then for shits and giggles. But this year, well, last year and a bit, I found myself deep diving into his videos, binging them and eagerly anticipating whatever he had to say. Why? JackMate has a really clear through line to his content. He still makes the more classical kind of vlog stuff that he made before occasionally, but more often than not the theme of his channel is biting critical commentary on vloggers who have made some questionable decisions in the name of chasing cash.
If you don't know what we do here, I essentially just find twats that are being twats online, and I make it my duty to show you how twatty they are. Thank you.
His channel has transformed from being just another vlogging channel into a sobering critique on YouTube culture, greed, consumerism and classism.
Like, we know what the premise of this video is. He's going to try and live on very little money. But he opens the video of him in a £1.7 million mansion.
His best videos all follow these themes and offer an unyielding perspective on exactly what is wrong with some of these vloggers and creators, as well as the effect they have on their audience, who are often children. See, the problem with most vloggers long term is that the success can only ruin them. We kind of touched on this in our Why Do Directors Go Bad video. The bigger you get, the bigger your audience gets, the more revenue you bring in as a vlogger, taking you from your bedroom to... Jesus Christ. It's not necessarily a vlogger's fault, and I can only imagine it's difficult to grasp that kind of profile increase, but at the same time, you look at someone like Jack, who not long ago reached 1 million subscribers, and he's managed to stay down to earth, humble, and genuinely still has something to say. I think this is all down to the way in which he witnesses all these other vloggers, and keeps his head above water by calling them out on their own hypocrisy. Alfie Deyes' £1 challenge video really is a breathtaking masterwork of ignorance. No stone remains unturned in Alfie's quest to toss aside any ounce of respect he might be able to hold on to, as he delights in things such as complaining about a lack of ice in his tap water.
Some ice cold water. Oh, I can't even use our ice because we don't use ice like, oh.
I've messed up. I didn't realise it was that deep. I didn't know he wouldn't be allowed ice. I feel for him.
Empty glass of water it is today.
Reliably, Jack rips the guy a new one, dismantling every choice moment like a stone-cold bourgeoisie killer.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Just realised I can't even use that. I'm gonna have to use this tap water instead.
So not only can he not use his ice from his ice making machine, he can't even drink his purified silver mounted distilled Voss H2O premium water from his fridge. What is a man to do?
But this isn't just ribbing on Alfie for coming out of this stuff. Jack brings the whole critique together in a single moment.
I will say now that I don't think Alfie's intention was to harm anybody. And I think if we had to sort of rate this amongst other shitty things that YouTubers have done, it's not one of the worst ones. It's just so ignorant, so naive, and so out of touch. These people used to be your online best friend. Like, oh, it's just the girl next door, it's just the guy next door. Not anymore. They are multi-millionaires. They're adults that live in mansions with security and massive teams, and that's not always bad. They just can't keep portraying this sort of like, hi guys, I'm just like you.
He's right. It's this moment that shows Jack isn't picking on Alfie for the sake of it, but is eager to nail down what exactly it is about this video that is morally abhorrent.
Look at this! I'm living on less money than I'm used to. Does he not realise that thousands of people in this country have no choice but to live on that money every day, and they hate it?
Total bill for my food and drink is going to be under £1. I don't know if this is going to be possible.
Oh, it's possible, Alfie. Trust me, mate. It's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. Just ask the thousands of mums and dads up and down the country that do it every day, and they don't even have a fucking Waitrose card.
The real reason Alfie acts so dramatic isn't because he hates poor people, although he does a good job of trying. It's because he has nothing to vlog about anymore. He's made it, so he has to make the fact that he can't have ice in his water sound dramatic.
Do you know what it's like to wake in the morning and not know where your next Davidoff rich aroma black coffee is coming from? No? Alfie does. By donating just £1 a day, you can provide Alfie with essential caffeine that will majorly benefit him during his extensive personal training sessions in his private gym. Please, text Poor Alf to 555-000 to donate today.
Then again, maybe Zoella is worse for knowingly selling an overpriced calendar to an audience of eager children that barely has any gifts of note whatsoever. It's safe to say Jack isn't afraid to call out anyone, and not only is it hilarious to watch, it's really quite satisfying. People should be made aware as much as possible when this kind of blatant wafer-thin product is being aimed at children.
Now, a lot of people have been asking online, why the hell is this £50? Well, I think the question is, why isn't it 60? It's got 25 gifts in there. That means a new gift every single day of the month. Huh?
12 doors.
It's got 12.
It's got 12 doors.
Then why the fuck is it 50?
In this one, he takes all the tropes of wishy-washy, happy-clappy vloggers, such as Zoella, and parodies it.
Hi guys, how you doing? It's JackMate here, and as you'll know, it's November, which means Christmas is just around the corner. And I don't know about you, but to me, Christmas means three things. The John Lewis advert is back on TV, the pigs in blankets are in the oven cooking, I can already smell them, and above all else, the exploitation of young children by their YouTube idols is in full...
Ollie White was another vlogger who was at one point flogging overpriced material of his own in the form of a hoodie that literally has the words "What is up" written on it.
I totally get it. I totally understand that some fans want to own merchandise from their favourite vloggers, and Ollie White. I just feel that a little bit more effort could have gone into this merch to give it a little bit more substance. Check this out. I mean, that's just a red hoodie with the word Ollie written on it. That's just a grey hoodie with the word Ollie written on it. That's just a black hoodie with the... You get it. You get it. You get where I'm going with this. These t-shirts are covered in fun stuff.
Again, rather than this just being a slam dunk on yet another vlogger, Jack went one step further and actually sold his own merch to prove a point.
He was trying to tell me how little Ollie makes from the merch. He was saying that the markups and the margins and stuff like that on the shirts were very, very low, and that's why the price points are what they are. So I've decided to create my own merchandise in response to Ollie's What's Up hoodies, and to show that they can be sold at far cheaper costs. Therefore, I have created 101 Not Much Mate t-shirts. You get it? What is up? Not much, mate. The design is shit. It's wank. It took me exactly 1 minute 48 seconds to design on Photoshop. 100% of the profits of these t-shirts I will be donating to the Anti-Bullying Pro charity.
That these hoodies were ridiculously overpriced and a mark of utter greed. Jack is again very clear in his critique of Ollie's methods. He's not saying that selling merch is wrong, but at that price point, for such a lazy design, it's laughable at best and at worst, exploitative. But I think the crowning jewel of his work is undeniably the 1-2 punch that is his takedown of Bobby Misner.
Who is Bobby?
A cunt.
This guy uploaded a video called Life of a Billionaire's Son, in which he aims to break the stereotype that rich kids are spoiled, entitled, lazy brats by showing just how much of a spoiled, lazy, entitled brat he is. So JackMate did a video dissecting just how out of touch with reality this guy is, kind of like how he did with people like Alfie.
The reason this guy's a twat, specifically, is because he inherited the money from his dad, and he's taken that money, and he's made this video in order to try and inspire you guys to work hard for your money. It doesn't make any sense.
I've always hated how just because someone is born into a family of wealth, people automatically label them as a spoiled brat.
Oh, shut up! And to prove the point that I'm not a spoiled brat, in this segment, when the title Stereotypes pops up, I'm literally going to use the sound effect of a door closing on one of my many supercars. I'm not spoiled. I'm not spoiled, I swear. All of the other kids in the school are having to use their mum's vouchers to get half-price school shoes from Matalan, while you're strutting about in Gucci earmuffs, you fucking wet flannel.
And it's good you can find the same calibre of cutting critiques here, but what makes this one so notable is that he actually managed to get Bobby on his podcast. He uploaded a segment of it on his channel shortly after, and it's just, well.
The thing with boarding school is like, you actually live
in worse conditions than most like normal kids do.
Like, as you say, just like a skater kid and stuff. Like, when you came from not having loads of money, how come when you were dropped into a school like that, you didn't just think, look at these wankers? Why did you become one?
I don't know, like...
What I like about this is it isn't just a roasting for 30 straight minutes. Jack is keen to ask Bobby real questions, and he's trying to gauge his perspective on why he thinks the way he does, while simultaneously not being afraid to speak his mind and point out the pitfalls in Bobby's warped sense of reality. It shows that whilst it is quite funny to call a rich moron like Bobby a wet flannel, it's more important for Jack to make sure Bobby knows it's not all fun and games. If you say something pig ignorant, you can bet he'll let you know about it.
Say you wanted to be a YouTuber, for example, you don't really like, everyone has a fucking smartphone, you know what I mean? You can get up an iPhone and record yourself.
I don't want to be misconstrued and seem like I'm telling you that, like, so, but it's not Bobby's fault that everyone else isn't doing what they want to do. That's not your fault. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Blaming you.
But I'm just saying it's very, very hard for somebody from a privileged position like yourself to try and inspire others.
But it definitely did though, which is what was cool. I got like thousands of messages of like people saying how inspired they were.
No, but I think that's just people. People do that. People suck up to YouTubers. They put them on the pedestal. The way I saw it is like, you've just completed a new game by using a cheat code, and you're telling everyone else to try and work really hard on the game and succeed.
It's kind of sad when complete dickheads like Rice Gum have 10 million subscribers and he's just like the worst. When compared to someone like JackMate, his work is thoughtful, measured, and above all else, fair.
Pose my opinions, that's fine. But I want to know why you do. Not just because you like Ollie's hair.
I hope he continues to go from strength to strength, because this kind of smart critical commentary on such a sizable portion of the YouTube creator base has been sorely needed since he started making videos. If you'd like to watch any of these and you're new to his channel, I've linked them in the description below. Oh, but one last note, he's completely wrong about Love Island. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Full Fat Videos. Whether it be video essays, movie pitches, retrospectives, or our weekly Dot2 discussion show, you can find it all here at our channel. So don't forget to subscribe and follow us on MySpace. I mean Twitter.